Ready to log into today's lesson?
All right, does anybody have any questions?
Two conservative learning groups releasing a new ad tying Democrats to school closures and classroom mask requirements. The six-figure national campaign is meant to highlight the human cost of strict mandates pushed by the left. Joining me now is State Government Leadership Foundation Executive Director Duncan and co-founder of Into America, Marie Sanderson. Thank you both for being there. Tell me about the campaign. Tell me about these policies that you're promoting or highlighting in this ad campaign that you hope to see some accountability when it comes to politics.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us on, Will. You know, we've been told since the beginning of the pandemic that these restrictions placed on our children have been all about the medical science. Well, that's not true. It's been about the political science. You know, our children see Hollywood elites getting back to life as they know. They see Democrat politicians like Stacey Abrams this week posting a photo unmasked in a room full of students that are masked. The Democrats' hypocrisy knows no bounds, and it's time to stop.
Yeah, we're here today in New York City where the mask mandates have begun to be lifted, except in schools where children will remain masked. Marie, you hear, for example, the president of the American Federation of Teachers, Randy Weingartner, saying, well, we need to stay with this until we're basically at a no transmission rate, COVID-0 rate, children masked until that impossible standard, Marie.
I look at this as a mom of three. I look at this as a co-founder of a nonprofit that's focused on problem solving in suburban areas. And they just have this wrong. It's anti-science, it's anti-kid, and these kids are losing a generation. As a small business owner, I know that we can do this better, and our leaders have failed us. There's an entire generation of people who are fed up, and as a mom who's focused on what my children are missing, they've missed memories, they've missed school programs. And so we need to get back and look at what this is really about. It's about the mental health and well-being of our children. We're losing an entire generation of children over this policy.
Marie, just to follow up, that's what it's about on the cost side of this equation. What in your mind has it been about on the other side, the policy side of this equation? As you point out, it wasn't about science. So why? Why have the teachers' unions, why have Democratic politicians pushed these policies?
Well, again, it's been about politics, right? While I'm pleased where you are in New York that they're removing some of the mask mandates, it shouldn't take a red wave in Virginia where Republicans swept and a fed-up ad that we produced for these Democrats to do a focus group to tell them that their policies have to change. Republicans have been leading their states the right way and have been accused of doing the wrong thing. We have red states where we have been pragmatic about the approach. With where I am in Mississippi, my kids have been in school, where you could have both. You can do the right thing and protect your children, but keep them in school. And the Democrats have been leading our children down the wrong path for the last several years.
So, Dee, you have the ad out, and then the question becomes, how long are people's memories? So, as we emerge from this pandemic and these restrictions are loosened, will people make these politicians pay for what's occurred over the past 2 years?
You know, I think so. When you look at what happened this past week with reactionary Democrat governors seeing poll numbers and rolling back mask mandates, but, you know, you look at New York, California, Illinois. Yes, that's great that they rolled back mandates on grown-ups, but they didn't roll them back on kids, and I can promise you that there's no memory longer than a parent. The parents have seen the irreparable damage done to their kids, and they will remember that will come November in election season.
I suspect you're right. I think you're right. No memory longer than a parent's. Okay, thank you both for showing us the ad and highlighting it here on Fox and Friends.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's check in now with